Hebrews chapter 4 verses 14 to 16. Jesus, our great high priest. Brothers and sisters, since we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold fast to our confession. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who has similarly been tested in every way, yet without sin. So let us confidently approach the throne of grace to receive mercy and to find grace for timely help. Verse 14, a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus Christ, the Son of God. To better understand this passage, and to see how Jesus fulfilled the Father's wishes that he become the ultimate high priest, let us turn to Psalm 110. Verse 1, the Lord says to my Lord, sit at my right hand, till I make your enemies your footstool. The Hebrew text states the first reference to Lord, is the word Yahweh, God the Father. The second reference to David's Lord is Adonai, the Messiah. The psalm goes on to explain that Yahweh made the following statement about Adonai, you are a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Verse 15, for we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who has similarly been tested in every way, yet without sin. Isn't this a wonderful verse? Jesus has lived through the many trials that come into our lives as humans, he felt the same suffering that you and I have felt, yet he always made the morally correct decision when he overcame the trial. One day we will all stand before Jesus on our judgment day. Isn't it wonderful to know that Jesus can sympathize with our weaknesses, because he himself was also tested? In 1895, Mary T. Latrap wrote the poem, Judge Softly, which certainly applies here. The poem points out how easy it is to judge harshly, and sometimes wrongly, when we don't have the sympathy or compassion of Jesus. Brother, there but for the grace of God go you, and I. Just for a moment, slip into his mind and traditions. And see the world through his spirit and eyes. Before you cast a stone or falsely judge his conditions. Remember to walk a mile in his moccasins, and remember the lessons of humanity taught to you by your elders. We will be known forever by the tracks we leave in other people's lives, our kindnesses and generosity. Take the time to walk a mile in his moccasins. Jesus has already walked on our path of life, been tested as we have been and will be in the future. Our judgment will be made by God who wants all of us to join him in the heavenly home he has prepared for us. Of course, Jesus overcame all the temptations, and remained sinless. Jesus is not an abstract God who judges from far off, and he can sympathize with us because, as a human, he too had been tempted. It is important for us to remember what Paul tells us in 1 Corinthians 10:13. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your strength, but with the temptation will also provide the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it. Jesus, the ultimate high priest, the mediator between God and man, can sympathize with our daily trials, but we must also understand that we too could have avoided sin with the mercy and grace that God provided for us when temptation entered our life. Compassion means to feel love and mercy toward another person. It means to have sympathy and desire to relieve the suffering of others. It means to show kindness and tenderness toward another. Barbara Thompson.